Okay. Uh, Thursday, June 5th. I'm recording this about 10:20 p.m. West Coast time. I'm cruising around the internet reading some news. Anybody who's followed me for any length of time knows that my politics are pretty far on the left. However, I am not a registered Democrat. I don't know what label others would slap on my political beliefs, and I don't really give a shit. I believe that everyone living in the United States, just as basic human rights, is entitled to food, clothing, shelter, and medical care without going bankrupt, and a quality K through 12 education. And beyond that, it's details, and they're important details, but it's like our country is wealthy enough to provide those things to every single fucking person who lives here. Does that make me a liberal or a leftist? I don't know. I am not a registered Democrat. I haven't been one for 20 years. But I tend to vote for Democrats because my IQ is above 50, and therefore I'm constitutionally incapable of voting for Republicans, especially in our current political environment. But there are portions of the left, the Democratic Party, liberals, leftists, whatever you want to call them, that are now and have been for many years fucking hilariously entertaining to me. And I mean that in derogatory terms. And so I came across this article on Semafor, Semafor. It's a new-ish kind of DC news organization. But, you know, they hired some notable folks to write for them. And I came across this article that was put out yesterday, written by Dave Weigel. The title of the article Centrist Democrats want to fight with the left. And I can't think of two groups that I want to hang out with less than centrist Democrats and far left Democrats. Let them fucking tear each other to pieces for all I care. They're both insufferable. But okay, getting a little ahead of myself here. So centrist Democrats are holding a conference or something. Where is this being held? It doesn't say where it's being held. I'm just going to assume it's in Washington, D.C. It's called Welcome Fest 2025. And if that doesn't sound like something a centrist Democrat would come up with, I don't know what the fuck is. So here's the whole theory. And there are parts of both sides of this that I understand and empathize with. Centrist Democrats picked a fight with their party's left wing on Wednesday, and the left was happy to punch back. So within the context of this article, centrist Democrats are people like, oh God, where's she from? Elise Slotkin. I can't remember which state she's from. Michigan. Brand new senator from Michigan. And she's like former CIA or former military or something like that. She's kind of a badass. And, you know, but a few weeks ago, she was like, this is a perfect time for me to state publicly that the left needs to stop being woke. And I was just like, holy fucking read the goddamn room. And the flip side is like the left, the far left of this. I mean, most of them I don't think would even really consider themselves to be Democrats, but like we'll just call them the far left. In this article, they're referred to as the groups. And I have taken issue with the groups, like the fringe of the left, over the last couple of years, because I've just been like, these people aren't serious. They're not serious people. They don't give a fuck about winning elections. They care about being right. They care about being like morally right. They care about being right more than they care about being effective. And being effective means winning elections. And these fringe groups on the left, they don't give a fuck about winning elections. They just want to make sure that you're using the correct language when you speak about certain things. And if you don't use the correct language, these language police of the far left groups are going to get on social media and demand that you be canceled. So it's like, these two groups want to fight with each other? Fuck yeah, I'm here for it, man. Let me heat up a couple of Hot Pockets and grab a Coke so I can kick back on the couch and watch the dipshits tear each other to pieces. I mean, who? Oh my God. Oh my God. We're so fucking screwed. We're so screwed. We're so screwed as a country, because it's like, on the one hand, we have authoritarians who are putting the fucking Gestapo in the streets. Gestapo might be a little strong right now, but we're getting there. And on the other hand, we have Democrats need to stop being woke. And then it's like, you're canceled. And that's our alternative. Oh, the Democratic Party with its, like 23% approval rating right now. In this environment, when the alternative is Trump and Republicans, like, I was going to make a bad joke there, but then I would get canceled. Wouldn't be the first time, so fuck you. This is what we have to pick from. This is what we have to pick from. Let's go through a little bit of this. Quote, places like City Hall and Albany and even Washington, D.C. are more responsive to the groups, the fringe, than to the people on the ground, everyday Americans, said New York Representative Richie Torres at, it was in D.C., said Representative Richie Torres at Welcome Fest. Welcome Fest, except for you. Held at a downtown Washington hotel and billed as a forum to help the party find more electable candidates and messages. I mean, I just wish we had like 500 more Chuck Schumers. Then we'd be set. Seconds after Richie Torres' shot at the groups, the fringe, that have become intra-democratic shorthand for excessive left-wing influencers, protesters from Climate Defiance jumped on stage with signs reading "Gays Against Genocide" and "Genocide Richie," attacking his support for Israel's war in Gaza. So fuck Richie Torres for supporting Israel in the war on Gaza. But it's like, I have a sign. Ah! As the activists were yanked out of the room, conference organizers played Carly Simon's "You're So Vain" on the loudspeakers in the room. The mockery was part of the point. Welcome Pack, the main organizer of Welcome Fest, and one of several outfits that have emerged in recent months to try to reverse the party's post-Obama losses, was happy to be accused of embracing a pro-growth abundance agenda or attacking progressive urban policies. Anytime someone is against something like abundance, it means that they're afraid of something. They're afraid of losing power, said Welcome Pack's Lauren Harper Pope, a former Beto O'Rourke advisor. Jesus Christ on a pogo stick. If the left feels threatened by what we're doing, then I say you're still welcome in our coalition. I would just sit in a corner in the back of this conference room and just blow my fucking head off. Oh my God. Oh, to speakers in the basement of the Hamilton Hotel on Wednesday, the message of 2024 election was clear. Voters are sick of left-wing ideas. Candidates and members of Congress described struggles to overcome what they described as their party's toxic brand, or to deal with protesters angry at their occasional votes with Republicans. Quote, "If you can financially afford to go protest every day, you are a different person than most of the people in my community," close quote, said Washington Representative Marie Gluesenkamp Perez, defending her vote for GOP legislation that would require proof of citizenship from every voter. Asked about recent polling from the progressive group Demand Progress that found pro-business abundance, I don't even know what the fuck that means, ideas faring worse than anti-corporate populism, Welcome Fest speakers scoffed. It's what happens when you take an economic textbook for the Democratic Party against a romance novel, said Representative Jake Auchincloss of Massachusetts. It's such a bad poll. Welcome Fest, which has grown exponentially since its first in-person conference last year, put a conversation that has been unfolding in exclusive donor retreats in front of a public audience. Attendees saw polling on voters' dim view of the party and heard advice for Democrats to move on from topics where they lacked credibility. Richie Torres took aim at his party for stretching right to shelter laws too thin in his home state and for being insufficiently tough on crime. After sharing a set of data on Democratic vulnerabilities, pollster David Shore told Senator Alyssa Slotkin from Michigan that her vote for a repeal of California's electric vehicle mandate had been savvy. People don't like defund the police, he said, but voters really hate electric cars. Yeah, especially in California. Fucking dumbass. They don't hate electric vehicles, replied Slotkin. They just don't want to be told that they have to drive an electric vehicle, particularly when the infrastructure hasn't kept pace with the need. I mean, it's like, seriously, where the fuck is Mike Murphy, man? I thought he was working on this. I thought he would have all this fixed by now. In 2005, it was in 2005. I was living in the Mission with my brother. I bought a 1969 Camaro off of eBay because I wanted one. And I thought it would be cool. And it was fucking cool. And it was obviously not an electric car. In 10 or 15 years, it will probably be illegal for me to own, drive, or operate that kind of a car in the state of California. And that's bullshit. I sold it like 3 or 4 years later for more than I paid for it. That's a whole other story. But people like cars. Cars take gas. Okay. Washington, D.C. did not lack for center-left Democratic groups before Welcome PAC or its eponymous conference. Many grew from the ashes of the Democratic Leadership Council, founded after Ronald Reagan's 2 landslide wins to find viable center-left candidates and ideas. Shuttered in 2011, the Democratic Leadership Council survives in its spin-off think tank, PPI, and centrist groups that have taken up part of its past mission. Andrew Rotherham, a fellow at PPI, told Welcome Fest that Florida Democrats made a mistake in fighting the state GOP parental rights bill, which opponents called the Don't Say Gay bill, instead of fighting for inclusiveness from a stronger position. All right, I'm done. At a conference for Democrats, a centrist Democrat told Democrats on the left that they made a mistake by opposing Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. That's it, guys. I'm out. I'm done. That's the end of this video. Oh God. Watching these two groups tear each other to pieces is going to be almost as much fun as watching Donald Trump and Elon Musk tear each other to pieces. Centrist Democrats versus the leftist fringe groups on the left. Oh, man. Can we just lock them all in an elevator? And whoever comes out, comes out. This is our alternative. This is what we have. This is the other choice. Donald Trump and MAGA, or this bullshit. Florida Democrats made a mistake in opposing Ron DeSantis's Don't Say Gay bill. And I'm absolutely certain that that dickhead who said that at this conference is actively being canceled right now by the left. That's our alternative. I'm done. That's it. I'm out. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my page. It is free to do so. It's late, Thursday evening, June 5th. Tomorrow's Friday. The weekend is here. Everybody go out, have a good time all the time, Marty. And please, please, please be safe. And bonus points if you can tell me in the comments what movie that quote is from. Have a good weekend, everybody.